You are now tuned in to In the Mix with Millie. I am your host, Millie C. Welcome again. Y'all, we're going to jump straight into it because I don't feel like wasting any time because this is a topic that is something that's been heavy on my mind lately. Jeez, I can't talk. Dating yourself. You heard me right. I know we in a generation where everything is not even a generation, an age group, because it's not even our whole generation. An age group where every relationship is plastered all over social media, and we're all like, "Goals this," and "Oh my gosh, that's goals," and if my man wouldn't smack nobody like Will did for Jada, like all of that, but for yourself. That's what we're going to be talking about. All of that, but for yourself. For me, dating myself is showing myself love in the way that I would like to receive it from other people. So, for example, um, I like to go to the park and I like picnics and I like to be sent new music. So, my way of showing myself the same love is take myself to the park, find new artists that I might just so happen to like. Even if I don't like it, I like listening to new music. It helps me expand my mental catalog of music, is what I'll say. So for me, dating myself is doing just that. Sometimes I might cook myself a meal. That's me dating myself. Not even cook myself a meal, but like a fancy one and get dressed up and take myself out, or having a self care day in the house. The same way I would expect for a partner or even a friend to show me love is the same way I should show it to myself. And that is something I can personally say I lacked up until this past year or so. I lacked self love. And that's what dating yourself is. It's literally like, girl, I love you. Or me telling myself in the mirror, girl, you're the best. You so pretty. You so smart. Have you heard yourself today? Your voice has power in it. Like that, just that. Words of affirmation. Oh, speaking of which, because that leads into what I wanted to talk about outside of dating yourself. Um, Showing myself love in the ways that I do are my love languages. Now, for those of you who may not know, because everybody's not hip, there are 5 different love languages, which are ways that you express love, whether that be to a friend, a child, a pet, yourself, family member, whatever. And the 5 love languages all have their own examples and everything like that. So I'm gonna run y'all down what I wrote down as far as definitions and examples. The first one, which I just recently mentioned, is something that I do for myself in the mirror, talking to myself. Words of affirmation is the love language. The examples that I wrote are I'm so proud of you, or you're doing so good, or girl, you're so smart. You speak that over yourself the same way you would speak it over someone else. It is verbal acknowledgement of affection. Like you're showing yourself affection with words. You're encouraging yourself with words. Um, Words of affirmation is a very strong love language. It's reassurance. Like, you love me. Tell me. You don't have to show me, for some people at least. This is what I'm speaking on, what I know as far as words of affirmation. But show me with your words. Tell me. I want to hear it. I want to hear that you love me. I want to hear that you care. I want to hear that you think I'm doing such an amazing job. I want to hear that you think I should own the moon, the stars, the galaxy, and Earth, all inclusive, all inclusive. Um, the second one that I wrote down is acts of service. Now, this one is, let's say, for instance, you have this big work project coming up. So you've been so focused on that you haven't tended to washing the dishes or cleaning up the house or even just washing your car or getting gas in your car. Those are acts of service that your partner, family member, friend, loved one, whoever could do for you, and you would feel loved through that. Like for me, my acts of service that I enjoy are when someone offers to help me cook. Now, mind you, I don't really like too many people in my kitchen because that's my safe space. but the offer made me feel loved. Like, you offered to help me do something. You offered to take something off my hands. That is my definition, at least, of acts of service. You're helping me with something. I feel loved through you wanting to help. Um, and for this love language, it's kind of the opposite of words of affirmation. This one, instead of, oh, tell me how you love me, this one is show me. Your actions speak louder than words. Show me that you love me. Like, let's say you know your car needs an oil change, and your boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever knows that your car needs an oil change, but you've been too busy to get it, or you just haven't felt like it. They go and get that oil change for you with your car. You no longer have to worry about it. You are now feeling the feeling of love. You feel loved because it's like, you didn't have to do that, but you did. And I'm grateful that you did. And you showing me that you love me in that way makes me happy. So this kind of this next one kind of ties into the acts of service one, but this one is receiving gifts. Now, me personally, although I am the baby and everybody seems to think that I'm just spoiled rotten because I'm the baby, I'm not really a I'm not really big on getting gifts. Now, that's to say monetary gifts. Let me correct myself, because I prefer love letters and cards and sentimental necklaces, or something that you know has meaning to me. That I would love. That I can say I would genuinely appreciate and be grateful to have. But as far as like buying me an MK purse or a Birkin bag or Balmain bust down, I don't want that. Quite frankly, I don't want that. That's not the lifestyle that I live. That's not what appeals to me, and that's not what shows me that you love me, because you think if you buy me a bunch of stuff that you can buy my love. It does not work that way with me, at least. I'm not hardwired that way. And some people are, and I'm not knocking it if you are. If you expect to be shown that you're loved by somebody dropping a stack of cash on you, that's your business. As Miss Tabitha Brown would say, that is your business. However, for me, I know gifts is not, monetary gifts at least are not a higher up on my list of love languages. It's actually one of the lowest ones for me, because there is a test for these love languages. I'm gonna just go ahead and plug that now. It is on the5lovelanguages.com. Not the5, just 5. The number 5 lovelanguages.com. That is where you can find all the information about all the different love languages. You can find the book, because there is a book. You can find the quiz so you can figure out what your love languages are. And I would implore you to get someone else that is important to you in your life to take this test as well, because you might be loving on someone else in a way that does not speak to their love language, that does not feed their love language. Like, you might be acts of service. I'm gonna do this, 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 and this for you, and they might just want to hear I'm proud of you. They might just want some words of affirmation. So I suggest, and I would really hope that you all would go and take this test, and to share this test with other people, so you can know how to maneuver and show love to other people just as well as you want it to be shown to you. Um, Now, these last two I saved specifically because these are my top 2 love languages in my personal life. I've taken this test several times, gotten the same results all 3 times that I've taken it, and they are quality time and physical touch. Now, for me, quality time is setting aside a time for us. And that goes with friends as well as family, as well as relationships. I need for you to be in my space. We don't even have to be talking. I need for you to be in my space, intentionally in my space, sharing time with me. That's literally it, because time is the most precious gift, is the most valuable thing that you cannot get back. So you sharing that with me shows me that you love me. For me, I like to go, like I said, I like to go to the park and on picnics. We don't have to spend $1,000+ on a dinner for you to show me that you love me. We can do a sip and paint. And that shows me that you love me because you set aside time and plan something for us to spend that time together. Now, I feel as though, now this is a personal opinion, this might be a little hot take or whatever, but if we are supposed to be having quality time, there should be no phones involved. No technology unless music is involved. Because it's such a distraction. If we're supposed to be, I'm supposed to have your undivided attention, we're supposed to be in tune with each other, spending that time together. You being on your phone is a distraction. Whether it's you checking your email or checking social media or making a TikTok or watching TikTok, like all of that is a distraction from us time, you know? So my quality time with myself is I meditate, which is something I recently just started doing. But this is quality time with myself. It's investing in myself. When you invest time into something, you care about it. You love it. It's a passion or something of that sort. So, like I said, you sharing time with me shows me that I'm important to you. You care about me. You love me, you know? Um, and all of that is top tier to me. If you don't spend time with me, if you can't set aside some type of time to spend with me, you don't care. And that's okay, but keep that same energy. I'm an energy based person. I read energies very well. I pay attention to energies a lot. I pay attention to if they wanted to, they would. Point blank, period. If you wanted to, you would. If you wanted to set aside time to even just FaceTime me, because that's quality time, in my opinion. We're still spending time together. We might not be physically in the same vicinity, but we are sharing space and time. That is important to me. If you can do that, if you can show me that type of energy, then you got my love and my respect. But if not, don't expect for me to just be lovey-dovey with you when my love language hasn't been fed. The final one, and this one is a big one, is physical touch. This is literally physical signs of affection. You showing me that you love me by touching me. When someone slides their hand across my thumb or like rubs my back, not even in a like massagey way, but like a circular rub or like a forehead kiss. Shoot, cuddles, because your girl loves to be cuddled up. It'd be cold in Tennessee. It'd be cold in general because I'm anemic. That's something else y'all will learn about me. I'm always cold, even when it's hot outside. Get over it. But physical touch is important to me because why aren't you touching me if you don't love, like if you love me, you're supposed to want to be in my space, in my face all the time. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I am that level clingy. I need you to be touching me in some form of way. Your leg can be touching my leg. That is physical touch for me, and that shows me that you love me. That's enough. That's enough for me because intimacy can be built through not just physical. That's why I said quality time as well. That's why those are my top two. But like intimacy is not only sex. I need for everyone if you have ears and you are listening to this podcast, I need you to understand. Intimacy is not just sex. We need to be mentally intimate. We need to be emotionally intimate. I need for you to see me the way I see you, straight through. Transparency, 100%. So, physical touch is just another added layer to intimacy. You holding my hand or giving me a forehead kiss is a level of intimacy for me as well. But it is not level 10. It is like level 5, maybe 6. To get to level 10, you got to be able to get into my mind. You have to be able to get into my thoughts and get into my thought process. And when I go to the store, I want to think about buying you something. Now, all of that pertains, all of these love languages and things, they pertain to relationships with other people, but they also pertain to how you show yourself love. Some of us show ourselves love by going shopping. Now, I ain't gonna name no names, Patricia, but we have shopping addictions and that's okay. But that's how you show yourself love. If you don't feel good or if you're in a good mood and you feel like I need to buy something, that is your way of showing yourself love. That is your way of gifting yourself. Gifts are your love language. If you feel like, dang, I haven't just sat and like enjoyed time by myself, take yourself out to dinner. You enjoy quality time. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. It might be awkward at first doing all of these things for yourself the way that you would want them done for you in a relationship. But once you get past that first like little baby step of awkwardness, everything is all gravy. Literally, you will be in love with yourself. You will literally show yourself the type of love that you know you deserve, that you know that you can receive. Because if I can give it to myself, somebody else can it too. It's obtainable. It's not so far out of reach and impossible that you can't have it happen. Because if I can do it for myself, I know I can get it from somewhere else. You have to know that dating yourself is literally, okay, I'm going to do all the things I would want done for me, done. Like, let's say you enjoy getting flowers. Go buy yourself some flowers. Relationship or not, if you like getting flowers, buy yourself some flowers. Set that standard. That's what dating yourself is. It's setting the standard of what you will and won't accept in a relationship, but you're starting with yourself. You have to set those boundaries and set that standard. One of my many standards is you have to be able to communicate. So for me, I talk to myself. Now that might sound crazy, and that's kind of what this podcast is. It's kind of me talking to myself, but you have to be able to communicate. That is a standard that I have. If you cannot communicate well or effectively, we can't move forward in any type of relationship, friendship, anything like that. Inconsistency, that is a standard I will not deal with. That is something I will not deal with. So for myself, I'm teaching myself discipline, because if I won't deal with inconsistency from someone else, I shouldn't deal with it for myself either. This is me showing myself love. Me disciplining myself is me showing myself love. Me taking myself out, whether that's just to go out to a club or even just to go get a drink or even just to go get some food. I might go buy Sonic. That's me showing myself love because I'm spending time with me. I'll go sit in the park in the car or go sit in the car late at night and watch the stars. That is me spending time with me. That is my me time. Quality time is so important, and I really want people to realize that. You do not have to be surrounded by people all the time. Get some alone time, get some me time, because if you're around people all the time, your thoughts are just their thoughts regurgitated. You're not thinking for yourself. You're not learning anything for yourself. Now, these people might be educational or they might be very fruitful to your life, but if you don't take the time to know you, like get to know you and spend that time with yourself and know your likes and dislikes, how are you going to be prepared to be in a relationship with anybody else? You not even in a relationship with you. You don't even know you, but you want someone else to love you and to show you all these things. Now, that is not to say that you cannot be healing and learning these things while in a relationship. I'm just saying you have to have a certain level of self-love to even take it there, honestly. And that's something else I've learned in the past year is if I don't love me even a little bit, not saying like, oh, I'm just so obsessed with myself, but if I don't love me even a little bit enough to discipline myself or enough to take myself on dates or enough to buy myself something nice, I can't expect for someone else to come in, swoosh in and do that for me if I don't even do it for myself. That's just the little things. That's not even anything major like not cheating, like stuff like that. We're going to talk about relationships more later on, but right now that is what I can correlate it to, because I've been in relationships before and I've expected things out of the other party that I wasn't even doing for myself. I expected flowers and words of affirmation text and reassurance text and um being bought food and all this other stuff, but I didn't even do that for me. I expected quality time and let's go out and let's go do this and let's spend time together, and I didn't even do that for me. I was surrounded by too many people. Like my vision and my thoughts were clouded because they weren't my own. They were everyone else's around me. That goes for social media as well. These relationship goals and things like that. If you see something that you claim is a goal, do it for you. Don't wait until you get in a relationship and be like, oh, this is goals for us. We're going to do this, because this is our goal. Do it for you first. Stop being afraid to go try new experiences and go new places. Like, I know for me, I want to travel and go to, there's this waterfall in Tulum. I'm not going to wait for a vacation to go see it. I'm going to take myself and go. If I got to go by my lonesome, I'll go by my lonesome. That is what showing yourself love is. Do the things that you expect out of somebody else for you. And I know I'm probably repeating myself a lot, but I really want to drill this into y'all's heads. That's really what this whole journey of me doing this podcast is doing something that I want to do for me. I'm not going to wait until I'm about to get married to start this business venture or start my culinary career, even because, oh, I don't want to do it alone. Do it for you. That's how you show yourself love. Do the things that you want done for yourself. You can't expect it out of anybody. Well, I can't say you can't expect it because that is your business. I personally can't expect for someone else to meet these standards and do all of these things and meet this level of love for me if I don't even have it for me. Get there. It's a process. I never ever ever will sit here and try to spew that it's easy, because it's not. There are very much days where it's like, dang, I really want to go on a date, but I'm not gonna do it because I want to sit at home and sulk and watch movies and eat ice cream. That's okay too. Self-love is not linear. There's gonna be days where you don't feel like the baddest bitch in the world. There's gonna be days where you don't feel like that nigga every day. Like, let's be realistic. That is not an everyday mentality. And no, I'm not expecting you to fake it till you make it. Like Rihanna said, well, if you don't feel that way, how do you go about it? You fake it till you make it. No, you don't. Sit in that. Live in that truth. That is your truth. It's not every day that you're gonna feel like loving on yourself. Some days are gonna be, I just want to sit in silence and be alone. Or some days I just want to cry. That's okay. That's actually normal. Tears are not to be afraid of. Men, please listen to me when I say this. It is okay to cry. You are not a wuss. You are not a punk. You are not a sissy because you cry. Let it out. You're a human with emotions. You're not going to feel hard and rock body all the time. It's not realistic at all. Actually, it's actually scary. And we're going to talk about that one of these days too. I'm going to have a guest on here and we're going to talk about toxic masculinity, because it is so ingrained in the men today, specifically the Black men today. But we're not going to dive into all that. I'm just saying all of this to say, love on you. Because there have been plenty of times where I've looked in the mirror and been like, I don't like anything about this person that I see at all. Now, as of 2022, as of April 2022, I look in the mirror now and I'm like, you the best. You so pretty. You're so smart. You got them curves on you like your mama made. You got all that brain in there full of so many thoughts and so much knowledge, so much trivia in your brain. Somebody can ask you a question and you will almost always have an answer. You got to speak life over yourself. That is loving on you. Talk to yourself. I don't care what anyone says. Me talking to myself has saved me from cutting up. Because there have been many of times where it's been like, all right, Camille, talk to yourself and calm down. Because if you don't, and you just rage out on these people, you might wind up in jail. And I'm not going to jail when the solution is just to talk to myself. And yeah, it may look crazy to some people every now and then. I look crazy a lot of the times. I sound crazy. That's okay. Because you know what? That's something else I love about me. I'm unapologetically me. Love on yourself. So, before we wrap up, I'm going to give you guys a challenge. I want you to write down some of the many things that you've always wanted done for you in a relationship, whether that be the roses in the hotel room or a date or a vacation out of the country, or even the small things like a love letter. I want you to write all of those things down, and I challenge you within the next 2 weeks, knock off some of that stuff off that list for yourself. Write yourself a love letter. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Go on a date with yourself. Plan a trip. It could be a day trip anywhere. Plan a trip. But whatever it is for you that you know you need to do, that you know that you would feel loved if it was done for you, go do it. Make it happen. That is my challenge for you guys. Now, my tip for this week, because I told y'all in the last episode, I will be doing tips and quotes every episode. My tip for this week is, ain't nobody gonna love you like you love you. And that's just that on that. No one else is going to ever love you the way that you love you. They might come close. They might get real microscopically close. But that last little 0.000000001%, they're not going to ever touch. You have to love you because no one else is going to do it the way that you do it. And that is all I have for you guys today. Make sure you guys leave me some comments, concerns, questions, whatever in the comments down below. And this is another episode of In the Mix with Millie. I am your host, Millie C, and thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.